Hello, this is Lori Dawson. Welcome to my kitchen. And today we're going to make French bread. So the first thing we're going to do is proof the yeast, and that just means that we're going to make sure that it's actually working. So I've already put 2 cups of warm water in my batter bowl. And if you're the kind of person who measures things exactly, I do too, but I eyeball it and I might drive you crazy, so I apologize. But we're going to put a tablespoon of yeast into the warm water, and then we're going to give it, I do have some measuring cups, we're going to give it about a tablespoon or 2 of sugar. I tend to go a little on the sweet side. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of salt, excuse me, a teaspoon of salt, not a tablespoon. So about like so. And then we're going to start with 6 to 7 cups of bread flour. Now I'm going to do it in the food processor today instead of in my big mixer. So I'm going to do it in half batches. So I'll do half at a time and put it into my bowl. So I'm going to start with 3 cups of flour. And one of the reasons why I like doing it in my Cuisinart is because it's really easy to get the bread dough to just exactly the right consistency that I like. So there's 3. And then I'm going to get one of my handy dandy scrapers and just mix that yeast in there a little bit. It's kind of in there in globs. But the sugar will feed the yeast and it'll cause it to start multiplying rapidly, and it'll very quickly create a little bit of foamy bubbles on the surface, which it's already doing. So I'm not sure if we can get it in closer to that camera. Hopefully that'll work out okay. If not, we'll just edit it out. All right, so we've got 3 cups of flour. I put my salt in here, I put my yeast in here, I put my sugar in here. So all I need to do now is just put half of that mixture into my food processor. So I'm going to put the lid on. Give it another good stir to try and make sure we've got plenty of yeast in both batches. And then I'm going to turn my food processor on and pour about a cup of my liquid. About half of it in there. So what I want to see the dough doing is I want it to form a ball. And let's see, how did I do? Yep, that's perfect. Okay. So it's a little bit dry because it's still going around and around with, it hasn't really formed a ball yet. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. There, when it starts going around in a ball and it's all together going around in a ball, I'm not sure if you can hear me with the food processor on, that's when I know it's going to be the perfect consistency for bread. If it's really sticky and it's not coming together in a ball because it's too wet, then I add a little bit of flour. If it's too dry, like mine was today, I add a little bit of water to it. And once it gets spinning around, it is perfect. And I don't even have to knead my dough. You can if you want to, but the food processor kind of does it for you. If you're making it by hand, you'll want to knead it. My dogs are apparently having a race in the background, so if you hear funny noises, that's why. So I just put a little bit of olive oil in my mixing bowl, and I'm going to spread it around with a paper towel. And I'm going to put my first batch of dough into my bowl. So as you can see, it's just a really nice, it's not too sticky, it's not sticking to my fingers. And it's just right. So that's the reason why I love making it in the Cuisinart. A lot of times when I'm doing 2 loaves like this, which is what this recipe calls for, I'll do it in my big mixer, but it's a lot harder to get the dough just perfect. So if it's too wet, it's going to be hard to work with. If it's too dry, it's going to be kind of tough and chewy after you make it. All right, so we're just going to put the rest of this in here. I'm just going to dump it in and use my scraper. Get my lid on. Looks like it's going to be a little dry again, so I'm going to add a little bit of extra water. I just want to add about a tablespoon at a time. And here comes my ball. And if you're a food processor user, you're probably wondering why on earth I'm not using the bread blade. I never do. I've never used it since I bought my food processor. And the reason is because I like the cutting action of this blade and the way it kneads my dough, and I found that when I use the little plastic bread blade that comes with this, I don't really like the way it turns out. It doesn't seem to do as good of a job. So you can do it however you want, but that's what I do. So now I'm just going to kind of get these two batches together in a ball. So there we go. And I'm going to cover it with just a cloth towel. I'm going to get it a little bit wet. And then I'm going to cover my dough and I'm going to let it sit and raise. So I'll come back as soon as the bread's ready to do the next step. And it's going to raise for about an hour to 2 hours. You can let it go 2 hours if you want to, but I find that makes the dough taste just slightly sour, so I actually like to just let it go an hour. So our bread dough has been raising for about 45 minutes to an hour, so as you can see, it's raised nicely. Doubled in size for sure. So now what I'm going to do is put a little bit of olive oil on my stone. I don't really have to on this one because it's kind of like a non-stick, but every once in a while my bread bakes, it'll stick just a little bit. So I'm just going to wipe some olive oil around here. Excuse me, deflate my dough a little bit just by kind of mushing it around so it's not quite so puffy. And then while that's resting for just a second, we'll take some cornmeal and sprinkle on the pan. And I love cornmeal, a little bit of a cornmeal crust on the bottom of my French bread. And you don't have to do that, but I like that. That keeps it from sticking to the pan completely. Like there's no chance it will stick. And it makes that nice little crust on the bottom. So, I don't know why I got out the, all I'm gonna do is twist my bread in half. So this is like a really basic dough that you could do a lot of different things with. If you added a little extra sugar to it to make it sweet, you could even make cinnamon rolls with it. So we're gonna make like a baguette. So I'm just gonna roll it into kind of a loaf shape. One's a little bit bigger than the other one, but that's okay. And depending on how big of a hurry I'm in, I might let this raise until it doubles again so it's real nice and puffy, or if I'm in a hurry, I might just throw it in the oven. And today I think I'll throw it in the oven. So the next thing I do is take one of my Pampered Chef knives and I just make some slices in the top of this dough. And that's going to help it raise more evenly. And then I'm going to take, I forget what these are called, but they're really cool little dishes and they come with a lid. So I use them a lot. If I have just a little tiny bit of something left, I'll pop a lid on and put it in the fridge. But in this case, I'm going to put an egg and then an equal amount of water. So there's my egg. at the risk of being a total mess, I'm going to kind of do this over my pan. I normally do it over the sink. I just use this little tool to, and I'm going to blend it over the sink because it's kind of messy. It slops all around. So I mix that up and then get my silicone brush, which I love and use a lot. And I'm just going to brush this egg wash onto my bread and make sure that it gets down into the cracks. And what this will do is it will give it a nice golden brown crust when it comes out of the oven, and it will also keep it kind of soft. What I should have said was a golden brown finish rather than a crust. It's not going to make a crust. So, and that's all of it that I use, and then I just dump the rest. Since it's half water, it's not really going to make scrambled eggs. So now I'm going to put this in the oven on 400 degrees, and I'll come back when it's done and show you the finished product. Okay, I'm back, and my timer is letting me know that the bread is ready to come out of the oven. So let's see how it is. Turn off the timer first. Perfect. Just turn that oven off. All right, so the next thing I do is use one of these handy dandy metal spatulas to get it off of that pan and onto the cooling rack. What I've discovered with making fresh bread quite a bit is that it's really hard to cut it when it's hot, even though it's absolutely delicious. So sometimes it just needs a little bit more time to set up in the middle. So I'm going to let this sit for about 10 minutes before I slice it open. So while that's cooling, we're going to mix up some olive tapenade, however you want to say that, and use it for a spread on our bread. Okay, next we're going to make that olive tapenade, however you want to say it. And I guess I don't need all of my different kinds of olives. So I have some green olives with that are stuffed with garlic. So we're going to use some of those. And actually, I'm just going to drain this jar and use the whole thing. And my recipe calls for lemon, but I don't have any on hand, so I'm just going to use a lime and my citrus squeezer. And I'll just do half and see how it tastes before I decide if I want to use the other half or not. Use our trusty rusty Pampered Chef can opener that does not leave sharp edges. It actually undoes the canning process. It kind of uncurls the edges, but does not cut them and leave them sharp. So very kid safe. Try it again. Quite get it undone. Again, I'm going to drain the water off these. And the olives should be plenty salty on their own. I have some salt sitting out in case I need it. Did you all know that's like 2 tablespoons? Wait, I need 4 of olive oil. So yes, you can measure. I'm used to eyeballing, and I've been doing it for so long I have a hard time actually using measuring spoons and measuring cups. So now we're going to mix this in the food processor. And there was garlic in those olives, and normally I use plain green olives and then add fresh garlic. Plenty salty. I am going to use the other half of my lime. And because the garlic cloves were inside the olives and it was in the brine, I'm not really tasting the garlic. So I'm going to go ahead and use 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm not peeling them or anything, there's paper and all. They're even starting to sprout a little bit. And I'm just going to squeeze it right into my food processor. Now I'm going to take that paper out, so it pretty much just comes out in one piece. Smush the next little clove and its sprout in here. That smells so good. I love fresh garlic. And I love this garlic press because it makes it so easy. And then I just rinse it and I'm done. It's been in the dishwasher a lot when I haven't taken the time to clean it, but as long as I clean it right away, it's good. It doesn't really need to go through there. Okay. So I've added my garlic. I'm gonna just mush it up a little bit more and see if I think it needs any more olive oil. And kind of the purpose of the olive oil is to hold the mixture together so that when you spread it on your bread, it stays there and it doesn't just fall off all over the place. And I think we've got, okay, so let's do a taste test. Perfect. It's delicious. So, there's one big chunk of that canned garlic that didn't get mushed up, so I could eat it, but I'm just going to choose to dump it out for right now. So here is my olive mixture. It'll just make a really nice spread. It holds together pretty well. So the next step is to try some on our bread. So these are the loaves I made earlier that have been cooling on the rack. I love these stacking racks. My trusty bread knife. And this bread is pretty easy to slice. So it does have a little bit of a crust on it, but not real crispy. Just a nice finish on it. I love that golden brown with the egg wash. So here's our bread. And that's maybe a little bit much, although I like a lot. So we just spread the tapenade on there and it's good to go. That is so good. I wish you guys were here to taste it. It's the only bad thing about virtual. But virtually I can share recipes with you. I can show you how I do things. And we might not get the chance to do that otherwise, depending on where you live. So, thanks for coming along and being in my kitchen today.